Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Modern Lending Podcast live. By the way, if you're watching this in the future, hit me up with the hashtag bypass. I love it. But today we're going to be talking about a really great organization called NAMBA. NAMBA is the National Association of Minority Mortgage Bankers of America. It's a trade association dedicated to the enrichment and betterment of minorities and women in the mortgage industry. We're going to get the origin story. We're going to talk to the man who founded it, Tony Thompson. We're going to bring him on, but we're also going to talk about the Visionary program that just launched. Now, friends, this is a radical thing. I'm excited to personally be a part of it because the goal of the Visionary program with NAMBA is to connect to over 50,000 high potential, talented undergraduates and recent graduates, giving them internships and career paths into real estate and finance. It's about time we show the next generation this incredible industry. So let's bring on Tony Thompson. What's up, Tony? Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me today, man. I'm excited to be here. So, hey, much love and appreciation to you for having me today.
Well, look, man, you're doing the real work, and I want to talk about it because I'm super pumped. I've been saying forever, man, I wish there was a way we got our industry exposed to college students. I mean, I fell into it because my dad was in the business. It's like people fall into the mortgage industry, and they don't realize this is one of the greatest industries in the country. And so before we talk about that and Visionary, which I'm so stoked on, Tony, you started a really rad trade association dedicated to helping minorities and women in mortgage banking. Can you unpack, like, where did that come from? You were in mortgage banking. What made you pull into that space and open this whole thing up? Let's talk about the foundation of NAMBA.
Yeah, I mean, essentially what happened is over the years, I used to speak at a lot of great events and throughout the industry. And every time I got up to speak, the only thing that I would see were a lot of old white men and bald hair and gray hair.
I was going to say,
I kept telling myself, wow, there has to be more to our industry. We need more young people in the room. We need more women. We need more people of color. And so, it was one of these things that as I traveled across the country, people kept saying, man, I wish there was a place that it didn't matter who I worked for, whether I was a broker or a banker or a credit union. I could just have a network that I could really grow and tap into to grow my career and to grow my business. And that was really the genesis of how NAMBA came about.
So you launched this thing, and it's almost 5 years old now. Is that right? Did I get that right?
We're coming up on our 5th year. Next year is our 5th anniversary. We are so pumped, so excited. We're in kindergarten, we feel like a toddler, but we're having fun, and it's been great in terms of the impact we're making and what we're getting ready to plan for the future.
So real quick, and I want to hear more about what work NAMBA is doing. Mikey, hit in the comments on for me. In addition to the Visionary program, but we're live on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. If you are with us, guys, throw in a comment, share the love. We need to spread the message about what this organization is doing. There's a lot of visionaries out there who are putting up tons of posts and sharing the content. So if you're watching this now or in the future, share, spread the love, and let's talk about what NAMBA has been doing. So Tony, like before Visionary came into play, which I know you have a passion about for the students, just share organizationally what NAMBA has been doing. Just kind of dive in.
So first of all, NAMBA has a 2-part mission, Allison, and I want to make sure, even though it says the National Association of Minority Mortgage Bankers of America, anyone who's ever been to a NAMBA event, a NAMBA conference, they will tell you NAMBA is for everyone. Our mission is twofold. First, we want to provide training, education, professional development to women and minorities who are in the industry. Although it says women and minorities, we don't really care who you are. In fact, most people don't know 25% of our members are white. And the reason for that is real simple. We focus on education, content, and training. We want you to be the best originator possible. We want you to be the best operations professional. We want you to be the best you. And everything that we do at NAMBA is built around giving you the training, professional development, and the education, very similar that the executives receive at the events and conferences that they go to with the Mortgage Bankers Association. Mm-hmm. The second part of our mission is also to connect and introduce college and high school students to careers in our industry and to provide them with financial literacy education. You and I know the future homeowners, 3 out of 4 homes last year sold, 3 out of 4 homes this year sold have been to women, single women, minorities, or millennials. So when you understand the future homebuyer demographic, we want to make sure that those segments understand and have the tools that they need to become homeowners in every community across the country. But then last but not least, you have a story, I have a story. We all, except for you came up with a family and a pedigree of the mortgage, but most successful mortgage practitioners will tell you they fell into the mortgage industry. With NAMBA, our goal is to intentionally introduce and connect college students across the country to careers and organizations and companies like yours and our partners to help them understand the wealth of opportunity. No matter what kind of job they're looking for, we have that in our industry.
So, hey, for everyone watching right now, if you fell into this industry or dragged in by family, comment, because I know you're right, Tony. Like, because how do you find this industry? It's exactly what you're talking about. You don't, unless somehow. So if you're watching right now and you fell into the industry too, please share like how, because I love to play with that and I love to see what's going on. Okay, so 5 years, you're in kindergarten, you're kicking around here. Let's talk about the Visionary program. So when did this become a thing in your mind? Walk me through kind of the process and what's going on and what the intent you're trying to drive with it is.
Well, it became kind of, again, one of the genesis about NAMBA was I'm a person of action. I believe, hey, instead of talking about stuff, let's do it, right? And so, 4 years ago, everyone kept saying we need an organization, there needs to be a network, there needs to be a place that, again, whether you're a broker, you're a banker, your credit union, it doesn't matter. You're black, white, green, yellow, it doesn't matter. Where can I go to get training and that can help me grow? Bam, that's NAMBA. Also, every time I turn around, every executive and every CEO is saying, we need more young people in our industry. The average age of a loan originator is 53 years old. Oh my gosh, we've got to do something. Guys, let's stop saying we got to do something. Let's be real leaders. And most importantly, the idea for the Visionary came, it's real simple. It's like, Tony, you fell into the industry, but you have a chance to make this industry better when you leave it than when you found it. And so for every leader or for every mortgage professional that's been out there and you want to make this industry better and you want to intentionally find your next Alex, your next Tony, your next CEO, the Visionary allows you to come and be a part of helping us to give back to the future by speaking with college students, speaking with professionals who are trying to grow and develop their career and may need the right career guidance. So we created the Visionary program as a way for anyone and everyone to give back to the future, but also to pay it forward by leaving a legacy in the industry.
Dude, I love this so much. I feel like this is like a rallying cry everybody in the industry can get behind, because it's saying a neutral message. It's going after the youth. It's letting them know this is an incredible industry to be a part of, and it's opening the door for it. And I've seen so many people, myself included, who saw this and was like, I want to be involved. So how does somebody be involved? How do you get involved in this, Tony? How do you become a visionary? How do you help this? How do you be in the game here?
Absolutely. It's really simple. They can go to NAMBA.org. That's NAMMBA.org. And when you go to the site, you can look and see programs and products. For programs, we have the Visionary. Just click on that Visionary. It tells you all the benefits and the information that you can get and learn about being a NAMBA Visionary. But most importantly, what it does is it gives you an opportunity to connect with the future of our industry, as well as to give back and share your insights, share your guidance, as well as your wisdom to other professionals who are currently in our industry, as well as the college students that we're reaching out to on a daily basis to connect them and introduce careers in our industry.
Dude. And there's an incredible portal that I'd love you to share, because when I logged in and got registered, you have a box you can click where you say like, hey, I'm open to mentoring people.
Yes.
So I love this. And so explain how this would work, right? So like, the goal of this is, I click that, and now these students have access to these portals. They're going in there and they're finding people who they're like, hey, I should connect with Alec and get some mentorship, ask some questions. And by the way, too, I know you're passionate about this, but COVID has crushed a lot of opportunity for some of these kids in college.
So two things. You're absolutely right. The first, Alex, the beautiful part about the Visionary program is when you sign up, you'll also get a form, and you can tell us to what extent that you want to be involved and engaged in terms of giving back. Hey, I want to talk to college students when we do a college town hall. So we're doing college town halls every month now to give students real life. What's a recession? Hey, hear from a chief economist, hear from CEOs, hear from HR executives on how to improve your chances to land a job. You can also raise your hand and say, hey, I want to volunteer and speak on NAMBA webinars, podcasts, or some of the live events in the future. Sign me up. I'll be there. You, as a visionary, choose how much you want to engage and be a part of. So that's the first thing. The second piece is most of us understand that we are very blessed right now. Rates are at all-time low. We're working our butts off. We're making money. And there's a segment of the marketplace that I call the unforgotten segment, which is our college youth. There are currently 18 million students in school right now in some form of full-time or part-time. This past May, just 3 months ago, 4 million of those students graduated. And unfortunately, over 50% of those students do not have a job right now. And yet, we can't get enough operations professionals. We need more loan officers. We need more junior LOs. We need LOAs. Think about this, guys. We have a chance to impact somebody's life and use this moment of uncertainty as a moment of life-changing, a positive moment in their life where they get a job, they find out about our industry, and most importantly, they get to help their community. They get to help other families and other individuals, young individuals just like them. And so our college program, we really are trying to do four things right now with our hashtag student challenge. Because we have so many students that are out of work, we're obviously connecting them to companies that are looking for great talent in all aspects of their organization. The second thing is we're going to provide career guidance and education to these students around how to interview, how to, have a resume, how to, look for a job on LinkedIn and other areas. Third, we're going to do the financial literacy. And then last but not least, we've also built a component of mental wellness. I mean, think about this. In some households in communities across the country right now, a college student who's worked their butt off for four years, they had 2 or 3 jobs in college, they did everything right. They didn't even go to the parties on the weekend because they were focused on trying to make a good grade so that they can graduate and get a great job. And then there's something called COVID-19 that just changed their entire life. And without anything that they did, has created an opportunity for them not to achieve their dream, or at least a dream deferred. There's a lot of mental wellness, sadness, how I'm going to pay my student loan debt. My mom, my dad, maybe both of my parents are laid off right now. So what's our future looking like? And so we want to provide them with mental wellness to let them know that we're here for them and it is going to be okay. That's what we're doing to college students right now. All these services are free. I'm going to say that again. Everything we're doing at NAMBA is free to college students, no matter who they are, no matter what school they went to, because we want to help them. And that's how the visionaries can help us, by joining and supporting that mission.
Yeah, I love that, Tony. And I think that right now, I mean, you've been outspoken on this, and even my little podcast here, everybody that's watching or is watching in the future or is listening on the podcast networks, our job is to go to these college students and let them know there's resources here. Yeah. Our job is to point them to resources and say, we have an incredible industry over here. You probably haven't seen it. Come look at what's available over here, from the services that NAMBA provides to the education to the opportunity. I mean, that's really our responsibility. And I think anybody who's considering signing up to be a visionary should know that your job, if you want to go mentor and help, that's great. But one of the best things you can do is just help college students get exposed to the resources that's available through them through Tony and Namba. That to me is just like, that doesn't take much effort, guys. It doesn't take much effort. We're surrounded by college students. There's college towns everywhere. And it's an incredible opportunity for loan professionals out there, executives down to processors, to assistants. I mean, everybody, we were all college students. I mean, many of them. So it's amazing.
Well, if you think about it, Alex, we're going to rewind a decade ago. We were the villains.
I know.
A decade ago, we were the cause for the Great Recession as an industry. Now, fast forward 10 years later, we did not create this environment we're in today, but we have an opportunity to lead our communities and lead our country through this by now giving back and helping to move the industry and community forward through helping someone else. And if we do that, imagine how people will look at what we do. And maybe my goal is that they will be inspired enough to say, I want to be like Alex. I want to be like that person. I want to work in that industry because they make a difference.
And by the way, I know this is going to sound, this is pandering a little bit, but like, guys, everything's digital now. All these kids are digital now. Use social media. Share with them what's going on. Like, you don't have to go to walk to college because most of them probably aren't meeting in person right now. But like this digital space, they're all here. They're all here.
Yeah.
And what an incredible opportunity to spread a resource and a gift to a lot of these people, let alone bring them into the industry. So, Tony, where does this go? Like, what's your objective? What's your goal with this thing?
We have, in the month of September, we're trying to get over 250 visionaries signed up to support this program. Because here's the reason why. We are launching our nationwide college initiative. We need leaders. We need visionaries. We need people that can be a part of this college program, be a part of our professional program, and help us be able to begin to give back. And so we want an opportunity. And our goal this month as we move forward is to get over 250 leaders. And we're making progress.
But where are we at?
A lot of
where are you
people.
At? How many more do we
I think right now we're almost approaching 100.
There you go.
But we need 100 more this month. And so it's really simple. Namba.org. You can sign up, learn the information about becoming a visionary, and most importantly, then help and get someone else to become a visionary and give back to our industry as well.
By the way, this is such a no-brainer for leaders in our local markets. If you're a branch manager in a college town, this is the biggest no-brainer ever. Like, there's the kids. Go be a visionary. Go help them see the resources and give them a chance to pull into our industry to help yourself. For all our executives, this is an incredible opportunity for everybody out there. And I'm so passionate about this topic, Tony. I love that you're doing this, and I think it's going to make an impact. So how many college students are we going after here? You want 250 visionaries by September. What's the goal?
The goal for us right now, originally we stated that for the 5-year goal, we want to connect 50,000 students. But again, you just heard me say, Alec, 4 million students graduated in May of this past year. So we literally can get and connect and help 50,000 students over the next year if everyone helps us get the word out to students that they can use all these resources for free, and that our industry has jobs and internships and we're hiring. Secondly, if we get the 250 visionaries to step up and support, they can also be the mouthpiece that we as an industry can go to the communities across the country and let them know we're here and we're going to do something. We care about our young people.
So this is a little bit of a story, Tony, but I think you'll appreciate it. So I've been talking forever and pushing my sales team to go into schools to try to find opportunities to talk to young kids, specifically seniors that are graduating and going into college. Because, when you go into college, the first thing you walk into is a guy selling you a Visa card on the door of the college, putting you into big credit card debt, right as you're 18 walking into school. And so how impactful could you be as a mortgage pro in your community to sit down with seniors or people in college and start to talk about credit and start to talk about things like buying a house in the future and how important is that to you, and start prepping now and start paying attention to this stuff now. And now taking in what you're doing coming in with more resources to that community. Because here's the deal. Every single one of those college kids has parents. And every single one of those high school kids have parents. And a lot of those parents are homeowners. So you going and helping and serving their children gives you a direct marketing connection to the parents. Of course it does. Because anytime you do an education class on credit for high school seniors or college kids, guess what they're going to do? Probably tell their parents about this guy that came down and talked to them about credit. And all of a sudden now you're expanding your network and connecting. And now if you look at what Visionary is doing with NAMBA, man, you've got more resources to support the kids in the communities. And it's incredibly awesome.
But let me help you in on a little extra secret there, Alex.
Oh,
all these kids that we're talking to are actually homeowners over the next decade.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
Hello.
100%. And you have a chance right now to go into their life, support them, also give back, right? And I love that you said this because our industry right now is extremely blessed.
Yeah.
And there's pain because it's not, capacity is a problem and there's just more loans than the industry ever expected. So there's pain that comes with that. But at the same time, they're not unemployed. They have a steady, guaranteed job. They're going to probably make more money than they've ever made in their career. And so now is the time to give back. And now is the time to bring the next generation of mortgage professionals into the game. I could not agree more with that.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to do at NAMBA. That's what our visionary program is about. And so, I want to first say thank you to all those who have signed up, stepped up. Two, I want to ask you to challenge a friend, a colleague, a peer to also become a visionary. And third, if you haven't become a visionary, I want to challenge you to do something today for someone else. Do something today for someone else.
I mean, I think if we could do something for somebody else every day, we'd be better people.
Well, we're trying.
I know. I love it. So let me do this. If you guys are listening right now and you are a manager, a leader, so a mentor of people, you got to go to namba.com right now. You got to click on the visionary tab and you got to explore what it means to be a visionary. And there's different levels of ways you can play. You can be all in and you can be a mentor and you can be like engaged and wanting to speak at NAMBA events and at NAMBA webinars, or you can just be someone that's going to help connect college kids into the resources that are available to them and kind of be a passive supporter that way. And both are great. Jump in. The water's warm. It's an incredible program. So, Tony, I know you're 5 years old. I want to kind of pivot the conversation a little bit from NAMBA being 5 years old. What's NAMBA going to look like at 10 years old? What are you trying to do? Where you go? I love sharing I love people when they share the vision of where they want to take the stuff because it's amazing.
So, at the end of the day, we want to be the premier association for the entire industry. And, I go back to, even though it says National Association of Minority Mortgage Bankers of America, our vision and our goal is real simple. For people who are passionate about growing their business and their careers, we want NAMBA to be that source that they connect with to give them the training, the education, professional development. The second piece is 10 years from now, I hope we're on this podcast and there's many college students doing testimonials. I lost my job in COVID-19 and I came across this organization called NAMBA and they had jobs and they were talking about a town hall. And 10 years later, look at where I am in this industry. That's what I'm focused on over the next decade.
That's incredibly cool, man. I'm excited to have my small role with that process. And I'm
thank you.
What you're doing. I hope that everybody out there that's hearing this right now is getting inspired to go find a new opportunity to give back to our industry, to support our college kids. And I'm just stoked. So let me do this as we kind of wrap down here, Tony. What would you say to the people that are listening right now as kind of a send-off message? What would you encourage people to do? We've kind of hit a lot of key points, and I know that's kind of wrapped up. But in summary, right, as you're someone who just tuned in for the last few minutes here, share with them the message you have for them.
Yeah, it's real simple. If you believe that we need to help the next generation of leaders by intentionally introducing our wonderful, exciting industry to them, become a NAMBA visionary. If you believe that we need to increase financial literacy amongst college and high school students in every community across the country, as a ambassador of our industry, become a visionary. If you believe that you want to make a contribution to the future of this industry and you want to be someone that pay it forward because you've been very blessed in this industry, just simply become a visionary. That's all.
That's the best. I could not agree with that more, Tony. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for this. Thank you for just building something brave, man. Thank you for going out and creating something amazing for our industry and for the communities we serve. I think that you deserve a ton of praise for that, and it's going to do a ton of good. And for all the visionaries out there that are on the journey with us,
Yes.
I'm so thankful for all those people as well, because they're stepping up to say, I actually want to be in the game. I want to get involved. I want to do something besides just talk. And I want to help this next generation in a real way. And you've given a platform for so many people to do that. So very, very appreciative of you, my man.
No. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you for being an ambassador, for being a visionary, but most importantly, for helping us to get this word out. And I just want to close on, I tell people all the time, this is not my industry. This is our industry. And, we owe it to ourselves to help our industry to become better and to help our industry to become more diverse. And most importantly, just to give back. And so I want to thank every visionary that has stepped forward. I want to thank those that are getting ready to step forward as a result of you helping us get the message out today.
Absolutely, Tony. I appreciate you, brother. Everyone, you're going to see a ton of this logo right here all over the internet. Keep looking out for it. When you see it, you understand this is the game we're playing. Tony, thank you for all you do, my man. And everybody else, we will see you guys on the next episode of the Modern Lending Podcast. Take care.
Hey, thanks, Alex. Take care.